What is up, guys? This is the guy.
And the other guy. And we are back with a Sports Matrix episode. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. We actually just got back from trips. He was in Charleston and I was in Austin.
Yeah.
So that was fun, but we're gonna keep it light and easy tonight. We're just gonna talk about some football and some basketball and a little European qualifiers, just because that's been going on.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Well, you've been keeping up with it a lot.
A little bit, yeah. So pretty much like when I'm watching football, like because college football's on the whole day, and I have like I said numerous times, I have like the Hulu thing for like home internet.
Oh, and you could just swap between a bunch of different games. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much like a Gen Z's wet dream, pretty much. Because like there's no commercials, you can just go like Gen Z needs extra stimulation, obviously. So, but anyway, yeah, it was like the recap of like the qualifications for the Euros, and France actually broke a record for the most goals ever in a European qualifying game, 14 against Gibraltar. And my sister was kind of like, she was like, I don't like that. I don't like how they're doing that. And I'm kind of just like, you know what? It's competition. You're gonna learn their lesson. Like you got to play to win. I don't know what's your opinion on that? Like when the teams run up the score, I used to kind of have a feeling of where I didn't like it, but nowadays I'm just like fuck it. Like you're playing a game to win, you might as well run up the score.
I mean, that's the thing, literally.
Like that's like the goal of the game.
Well, like if you think about it in soccer though, like people get more mad when you park the bus, like when you pass it. Like, after like maybe 70 minutes, like 2-1, you're just like passing it constantly,
Yeah.
It's so I think, and at the same time, like it sucks when you're losing to just have the team keep kicking your ass, but I feel like it's just gonna make you better. Like you're just gonna be able to.
Yeah, Gibraltar will get better because of it.
Gibraltar will get better, and then France can also like keep that spirit going because if they're just like relaxing for the next 20 minutes, I don't know exactly what happened in the Maryland-Michigan game, but it seemed like Michigan kind of.
Did you watch the game?
I watched
it. It was amazing.
But I didn't.
Maryland almost won the game, bro.
They did.
Because even though Michigan won, I'll give a quick recap of this game because I watched this game pretty. Because Michigan State actually beat Indiana, so
yes,
they're 4-7. So let's go. I'm wearing the Michigan State shirt right here. They're 4-7, but anyway, like I was saying, like they were playing at Maryland and it was a very close game. I think Michigan ended up winning by like 5, but Maryland was coming back. Tua's younger brother was cooking.
Yeah,
and Michigan was just running the ball the whole time. McCarthy was not really throwing the ball at all. McCarthy had a pretty poor performance. And Michigan's defense is insane, though. Michigan's defense, they played really well. Maryland was just cooking. Like, the fact that Maryland scored that much points against the Michigan defense is very impressive.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. And also, like, because Michigan has J.J. McCarthy is supposed to be a top 5 pick possibly in the future. So if
in the future, yeah. I mean, I don't think this year though. I think he kind of like hurt his stock based off last game.
Yeah.
But he could always come back another year. He's only a junior, so.
Oh, he's only a junior? Yeah, he could come back.
He's young. He's only like 20 years old, so.
Yeah, but at this point though, like if Tua's younger brother is cooking you like that, like outplaying you. I mean, because Tua's very good, but yeah, he is older.
I mean, Talia. I have to say they're both older, obviously, but Talia is his younger brother's name.
Yeah, and he's not bad, and I think he's good for Michigan or Maryland. Like
he's good for what he has.
Yes, exactly. But like again, he's no Tua.
He's definitely not. But I actually give him credit. Like I think it's one of those things where like you got to look at it like quarterbacks. Like a lot of them, like for example, Kyle McCord is a good quarterback, but he's also on Ohio State, and they have so many weapons.
Yeah,
so it's like plug in. I don't know Talia for being on Maryland. I mean, I wanted to see what Talia would look like on say a Georgia. Or like not LSU, but like a Washington, because like they get different. You gotta work with what you're given.
Yeah,
I actually think we could talk about the Heisman race too.
Oh, true.
Because the Heisman race is really good. There's like 3 people that could win it.
Well, I was gonna say, besides Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, Penix is also in the race.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. You could throw in there.
Yeah,
I'd say Carson Beck's a sleeper for like New York, not like for the win though.
Yeah, well that's the thing. I think like Carson Beck, like again, he's probably like somebody. I don't know how much it's the system versus like how much.
He has a lot of weapons, yeah. But I think he's really good. I mean, he throws for like over 300 yards most games.
Yeah.
So you got to give him.
Brock Bowers just came back though,
and they got McConkey.
Yeah.
But I think he's a good quarterback. I think he'd be good on like pretty much most teams, though. I don't think he's like one of those system QBs. I think he'd be good anywhere.
Yeah,
Like he's good. He's
honestly, like if he played, like I think he'd probably do just as well as like Tua's younger brother would do on Maryland. Like I think he'd make him decent, but he's not. I don't think like he's gonna turn him into like a Michigan or he's gonna turn him into Ohio State. Yeah.
I agree.
And like same thing with kind of Marvin Harrison, where it's like almost like he's really good, but he's just not good enough to be in that high. Like he's probably like
close. I don't know.
He's close, but he's not like up there.
He's the number one non-quarterback.
Yes. I would say. Yeah. But he's just also I don't know. Like you're saying, Ohio State has a lot of weapons. He's doing great.
If they didn't have Marvin Harrison Jr., I feel like they could have lost 2 games.
Possibly. Maybe
he's a difference maker for them.
Well, that's the thing. Maybe I'm just underrating his impact because I don't see him as much of a difference maker. But again, I haven't been watching Ohio State nearly as much as you have.
No, Marvin Harrison Jr., he scored 3 touchdowns against Michigan State in the first quarter. He was just beating Michigan State, bro.
How bad did they win that game?
It was, 37-3 or something. And they beat Minnesota 37-3 as well.
I did see
so
that.
They're catching up momentum. I think it's going to be very interesting to see the Ohio State offense, Michigan defense matchup.
True. Who's their last game of the season? Because they play Michigan, they got one.
That's their last game of the season.
Wait, Michigan's their last game?
They always do it that year. That's how they always do it.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's like the big game,
It's the warm up to the playoffs.
It's like the Ohio State. There's a chance maybe both of them could be in the playoff, but with Michigan sign stealing, who knows if they're going to be allowed to be in? They probably will be.
There's no way they can't have a chance. Because also, like, I don't know. I feel like there's no way they'd do that to J.J. McCarthy and, like, Jim Harbaugh and, like, all the organization. They're trying to get their draft.
I think they probably would wait until, like, it's over. And, like, maybe, like, if they find some real dirt, then, like, they'd probably get rid of it or whatever. But it'd be kind of bogus, like, in the middle of the investigation to be like, you can't go to the playoff.
Well, here's the thing. I know you were talking, we were actually talking about this, like, off the podcast where we don't know how deep it is, but Luke was saying it could, like, they could actually be doing legitimate sign stealing and, like, trying to use that to win games. So if Michigan is genuinely doing this and making a difference because of that, then you got to punish them. But
yeah, like, I haven't looked a lot into it, but, like, with the whole Connor Stallions thing, and you did hear about him. He was at the Michigan State Central Michigan game. He was in disguise, right?
He was? I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff. And also,
why was he at Michigan State, though?
Because, like, that's one of their opponents, so they wanted to, like, scout them. He was in disguise. He was wearing some sunglasses with a camera. You can look it up. It's true.
There's cameras nowadays. I don't know.
And then also, Blake Corum was, like, allegedly in a vacuum LLC with him. Mm-hmm. Which I don't know if that's even a big deal or not, but that's part of the story.
Actually, now that I think about it, Michigan has had so much history with, like, paying recruits and, like, doing... And not even just football in general. Like, you talk about the Fab Five, the record got erased.
You know what I noticed is, like, I feel like the Michigan organization, like, always gets in trouble, but the Michigan State players always get in trouble.
True. Yeah, like, well, for Michigan State, what was their last big... Besides, obviously, the tunnel?
Mel Tucker got...
What happened with Mel Tucker?
He was masturbating on the phone, the lady, and he got. That just goes to show that he lost so much money, bro. That's Michigan State and Michigan are both in deep shit right now. it's a controversial time for the Michigan football programs, but
true. Hey, I think they'll both recover.
But like this woman's accusing him of like I think sexual assault or some shit like that. Yeah,
because of that on the phone.
I don't even know what it is. I honestly haven't looked into that much, but he's not the head coach anymore.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if they've updated like rules on that or whatever. I mean, they should be, but I don't know.
I don't know. It's not. I haven't looked into it too much, but it's just like I don't fucking know. And the woman was like a speaker for like against sexual assault because she had previous experience with sexual assault. So maybe she could be lying. She could be telling the truth. I really don't know. I'm not in the circles, but that's just like the story. And then there was rumors of like potentially Urban Meyer being the coach for Michigan State. That would be good.
Well, I thought because when he was in
he had another thing with women.
After he was in the club, I thought he literally got ostracized by the entire football community, or at least like for head coaching jobs.
I've been to that bar before.
You did?
Actually, yeah.
It was in Ohio, right?
It's in Dublin, Ohio. That's where I'm going for Thanksgiving. Because my uncle lives in Dublin, Ohio. It's the same bar that Urban Meyer got a lap dance.
Bro, hey, maybe you can pick up a woman or two.
If Urban Meyer can, I can.
Bro, hey, you're being offended from the back.
The good news for me is that I'm not gonna be filmed for cheating on my wife because I don't have a wife.
Ooh, yeah, true. Well, actually, you're a freelancer. You can do it.
Freelancer. I'm a young stallion, single.
That's the benefit of being single. You get to do whatever you want.
Yeah, even if you're famous, like there's no one's gonna like cancel you because it's like you don't have like a. You're kind of just playing the field, you know.
I mean, like, what do you think Drake's been doing for the past 10 years?
That's that's the thing. Is like you want to play the field, but like you don't want to like do it forever.
Yeah. Well, I've heard I think there was like over like 40 women he was close to proposing with, and it just never happened. I saw that in an article, and I didn't look further, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't really look too much into Drake. I just love when in the comment section where they're like Drake's the type of guy to like. Crying to like a pumpkin spice latte or something.
Yeah, what are these like? Because
so
I've seen those memes. Like Drake's the type of guy. Are these like just like Drake's a pussy? Like Drake's the type of.
One of them was like Drake's the type of guy to say like we've got company when the cops pull up.
You think that's what I heard? Yeah.
And he's like the type of guy to say like no more Mr. Nice Guy when he gets mad. Well, he got mad at Andrew Tate. Did you hear about this?
What has he got with Andrew Tate now?
Because Andrew Tate was like saying like imagine being from Canada and saying that you're a man, and then Drake, he like tweeted some shit at him.
Dude, well, he also apparently like I didn't know this. He had a beef with Dylan Brooks as well. Because
Dylan Brooks,
like apparently like he stole his girlfriend or something. I don't know exactly what happened.
Bro, it's not like both of them could just get another girlfriend. What the fuck?
Well, but apparently, like I think Dylan Brooks, like they broke up because like him and his girlfriend broke up because like of his spending habits and stuff, and like Dylan Brooks, like she just broke up with him, like because he was pretty much just broke at that point.
I don't know about Dylan. He's kind of annoying. He's like I don't know. He's like a trash talker.
Dude, he just loves to ruffle feathers with like every single part of the NBA, like or not even out of the NBA, like
Draymond Green too, putting Rudy Gobert in a headlock.
What? When was this?
He put Rudy Gobert in a headlock. He did some like WWE move on him.
Is that why he got suspended or something?
I don't know. Like another Michigan State guy. I love Draymond Green, but he's fucking crazy. I don't know what he's like Dennis Rodman, but like a lot more normal.
I thought like he was gonna be one of those guys. Well, but here's what's interesting because like they kind of like they knew Dennis was a wild guy and he needed to get shit out of his system every once in a while. So like if you watch The Last Dance, they literally like gave like Dennis Rodman just wanted to go to Vegas for a weekend, and they're like, okay.
Did you know that he's actually bisexual?
I could see that.
My dad told me
he had
came out as bisexual.
Woman recently?
I don't know. I know he slept with like 1,000 to 2,000 women, but I guess he slept with men too. I guess he had a
the Wilt Chamberlain.
Bro, imagine like sleeping with like 1,000 to 2,000 women, but you also bang men too. Like, damn, that's like you gotta be fucking alive.
That's it. Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, because typically, like with all this stuff, I'm like, I don't really. You do you, but like keep that there. I don't need to know about it.
Like they're telling the numbers. Yeah, I think Wilt Chamberlain actually lied about it for his book. I mean, I'm sure he slept with like a lot of women, but 20,000.
Like, I was like, I don't know how.
Probably like I think I could see him like a couple thousand.
Well, I saw the stat. It's like
it doesn't mathematically make sense.
Mathematically, I think you have to sleep with like 10. You have to sleep with like 5 women a day or something like that.
I don't think it was that high. That's crazy.
Well,
you can do threesomes every day.
Yeah.
But would it be,
that could possibly count.
But like, would it be different women every single day? Like just threesomes? Thing?
Maybe. Well, I don't know. And you got to keep that up for a substantial amount of time. Like,
bro, if I'm living that lifestyle, and I could obviously because I have a good mindset. But like, I think anybody you gotta have an abundance mentality. That's what I've been learning as a man. Like you feel like obviously it's good to like fall in love with a woman, but like don't feel like if she breaks up with you, don't view it as like, oh my gosh, there's nothing. It's like the world is ending because like there's 8 billion people in the world and you're bound to meet someone else. Yeah, that's like with wealth, with health and like relationships. It's always good to have like that abundance mentality, but you always have to be honest with people. You don't want to mislead people. Like I was saying earlier, with if I was in the NBA or like just in general, if I was playing the field, I'd rather just like date 5 women casually than just like have a new one every day because at least you're getting to know them better.
True, but like
it's like a hybrid between relationship and one night stand. You know,
I feel like as a guy though, it's kind of tricky. Like if you have so many different women, like to be like, I gotta either commit to one of them or I gotta like, I can't keep this up forever. So I mean,
you could just like be honest with them and see like which ones like you, which ones don't. I guess
that's something you'll probably have to figure out and going through all that.
Well, like I mean, I'd rather do that than just like have sex with a random woman every day. So.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's how many of those women like do they actually know it's just a one night stand like a?
Because they're just like masturbating with a human at that point. kind of.
Well, like because it's kind of fake in a way because you want to when you're super intimate like that you know each other like it's very it feels very personal like when you're you just met somebody it's like, I barely know you. But I think what's interesting is like you can have and it's weird but you can have connections with certain people like even if you've only met them for like a couple hours.
No, you can definitely catch a vibe with someone. Like I've caught in a vibe with like plenty of people, male or female or whatever. But I don't know. I'd rather like instead of like having like a one night stand every day, I'd rather just like kind of play the field, like date a couple people casually, and just see which ones I like, see what I like as a man.
Yeah.
So you get a little bit of variety. You'd see which women like you can like kind of pair bond with, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's why they say like with marriage and stuff, you gotta practice. You gotta get the practice in before you play. You start the game.
Yeah, like you want to get some practice in, like dating a couple people, but you don't want to be like fucking like 100 body count because I think that's kind of bad.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Well, like especially I don't even know what this like type of culture is. If it's like hookup, because some people like to hook up, but then they're like, I need a real woman or a real man, like or something.
It's all over the place.
Exactly. It's a lot of contradiction.
And then there's people who are like they don't want to even interact with other people.
True. Well, especially if like with social media, it's just so easy to like hide in your house and just.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, cause like the last couple of months, like I haven't really been hanging out with people until recently. And a lot of that, I feel like interacting, meeting new friends, whether it be male or like female relationships, a lot of it is like proximity and like being comfortable in your own skin. Because even if you're like a good looking dude and all that stuff, if you just stay in your home, the guy who's like a 5 out of 10 is like in college who goes and socializes, he's gonna get more attention from women just because he's in the proximity and everything. He's comfortable with his own skin. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, also like because like confidence is so huge.
Confidence, being comfortable within your own skin and being in proximity to like social circles. Very, very important.
Yeah.
Those are two really big factors, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like, well, though, like to your point, like with being comfortable in your skin, it's like I've kind of learned. I feel like it's like easy in a way to like the easy part would be like, all right, I'm just gonna act like me, just do me stuff. But then like certain people you meet and you have to either put on your public face or your private face, like so you can't let them know who you are, like because they're either gonna judge you,
like who?
like that, like certain people, like for example, like if you have a boss or like you can't like be like, hey, what's up, I'm Dappa Bob.
Oh no, I'm talking about like social circles like at our age, like say like you're out at a lounge or like a bar and you meet like a girl or you meet like a guy and you're just like shooting the shit with, you're just like talking to people your age. Yeah, that's different. This is different. It depends on what's like environment you're in. Like if you're at work, you're not gonna be like, "What's up, my?" I don't want to say that word, but like,
I literally was like, I was like going to like a restaurant or something. Like there were like these two like like black coworkers and stuff, and they're like they literally did that. I was like,
they working at the restaurant?
Yeah, they're just.
Well, they can do that. I mean, we can't get away with that.
But like some of the work environments, like they just don't give a shit.
That's true. Like I mean, a lot of the Hispanic guys, like they don't care if you say that. Like they say the N-word more than black people.
Dude, the Hispanic guys, like they're always chilling. Like especially the lunch breaks, like time when they just get to like hang out, they're always just vibing. They're indeed, but like,
and that's the thing. Like people are so soft nowadays. Like where it's like. For me, like, I'm not going to be like a dick or like be like, fuck it, I'm going to say whatever I want, but I'm going to be like, I'm myself, take it or leave it, and if you don't like me, that's totally fine. You have to have internal confidence. Like, that goes back to the abundance mentality where, like, you talk to a girl and you're like, she's cute and everything, but, like, it's not clicking. Don't view it as, like, I'm bad or, like, I'm not going to get a girl. Just be like, all right, let's see what other girls there are to talk to.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of thing.
Well, because it's, and also like even, and it's interesting because even though like, I mean, because for example, like a lot of, just typical, like, there's a lot of turmoil in relationships that you see with like, you see like, I don't want to get too deep into this, guys, but like domestic abuse and like all these like violent stuff, that's way more common than people think. Like when I saw the statistics, I was like, holy shit.
Didn't COVID like ramp it up?
I don't know, but like, yeah, even in general, like though, but like you got a lot of those guys, but like even couples that are both very like the guy and the girl or whoever like are very nice, they're both very good to each other, they just don't work out. They just don't, their personalities just don't click.
That's why you got to find someone who has like similar personalities important, but similar values is more important.
Yeah, that's why I feel like a type is in a way like exists, like the type of personality. Like, I mean, because I don't know, it looks to me like I do have like a certain way. I have a certain in my mind. You think of like your dream girl, you know exactly what she looks like. So I don't know, maybe there could be a type in that aspect, but more for personality. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because like I don't really, because it's actually interesting because guys are attracted to mostly the same things, and women are attracted to a lot of different things. If you think about it, like, obviously like blonde, brunette, or like whatever, and like I don't really care like what race the woman is because like attractive woman inside and out, it doesn't matter. Like, they're just like a good person.
Yeah.
But I feel like my sisters, for example, like they've women have very different tastes in like what they like in guys. Like some of them like the more athletic guys, some of them like more arts guys, or some of them like more of like skinny. Like women are just like they're more about like the vibe you give off. What kind of like what kind of feelings are you invoking in the woman? That's what kind of how the woman sees it.
That's probably depending on the person too, right?
The woman?
Yeah, like the woman or who? Yeah.
No, I'm saying yeah, but like men, they're more like visual. They're more just like like nice face, nice hair, nice boobs. So like a girl's kind of just like okay, he looks cute, but like what is he like? How can he carry a conversation? Is he competent person? Does he treat the waiter well? You know what I mean? Like women care about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it's weird in this day and age though, because like I don't even know what anybody wants. Because like they'll say one thing and then it'll be like it's gonna be flipped. Like
you have to look at what women act on, not what they say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, like because I feel like in a sense it was changing, like where because guys need like because of social media, because of like image and like wanting to make sure you look good in front of everybody, you have to be like, oh, I want somebody deeper. I want somebody that's gonna sync with me, but then they just go back to the strip.
Some women, yeah, it depends on the kind of woman.
But they go back to but like I'm saying, like guys like that would be like what they look. You'd think they look for now to like boost their image, but
a woman or a guy?
Guy. Like
they would look for a woman who's like more just like a good person. You mean?
Like they would say that to either look good or like. I mean, there's guys who genuinely want that, but like I think for most of the population, that's kind of how it's an image thing. But
that's sad because if a woman's like I don't care how attractive a woman is. If I don't like her personality, I don't even see her as attractive. I'm like I don't want to deal with. I mean, I'm not like hating on the woman because like it's just like not meant to be. Like if a woman's a 9 out of 10 or whatever, and she's just like super closed-minded or super rude to people, then it's like I don't want to interact with you. I'd rather interact with like an 8 who's super awesome to people. You know?
Oh, indeed.
Yeah. But like, there's plenty of women like, and there is stereotypes that like there's attractive women that are stuck up, but there's actually a lot of attractive women who are very smart and kind people, like more than you would like to that people think. I think because like social media makes it look worse than it is. I think.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I know that the world is different than I don't have a phone, but like on there, I'm pointing at Luke's phone over there.
Yeah.
I feel like the world. I know it's different from when you like what you see on your phone versus like life and everything going on, but I don't know. I think I'm just still navigating, just figuring out.
There's still truth to it, but it's like over on the social media, it's like freaking like sensationalized.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm looking at. Like you look at Fresh and Fit, all like the strippers, the OnlyFans girls who are like they got all the baby daddies and everything. Yeah. It's like there's women like that who exist in the world, but like on average, like it's not gonna be like all in one place. He's like it depends on where you are. Like if you're like in or if you're like in like Iowa or like I don't know, if you go to Vegas or Miami, you're gonna find those kind of women. But if you go to like Cincinnati, Ohio, or something, like you're not gonna really find a lot of like there'll be some of them, but it's not gonna be like all of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's the environment's part of it.
Well, I think
and there's also so many women in the world. Like there's 4 billion. There's like so many different people.
It's a lot of women. Yeah. Well, like because I mean, there's what they say 7-8 billion people or something like that. That you boil it down to who's like around your age, who's like
but it's still a lot of people.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it just makes me think of like who's the age, who's the gender, all that. Like how much is it really? I have no idea, but like
it's gotta be like within like 50 to 100 million or something.
Yeah,
a lot, or even more maybe.
Out of those 50, 100 million, 200 million,
a lot of people.
And all pretty much almost every 8 billion people in the world, I will say, if we'll all talk about like what we are looking for, like the personality of stuff, but as soon as we see a little change, like our minds turn because money is very powerful
for people who are like it depends on the person, I think, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I think like
you're talking about a change in like the personality, like if they like show their flaws or something.
Well, for women or guys, like if you're like I'm looking for this type of like I'm the deepness. I'm looking for the substance in somebody, and then like somebody, like you see a woman like flash and change, or like a guy, for a woman flash and change, you're like, oh, I'm gonna change my mind.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. I don't know. Because you're like in college, so I don't have like the same perspective maybe because I'm just not in college. I don't know what it's like in college, but that dynamics are like.
Yeah.
But
Well, I just know in a capitalist society, for us in general, money is always going to be like
oh yeah.
big thing. That's
Oh yeah, no, you gotta get your money on point.
yeah. Well, I just think with general, it's hard to get it. So then when you see anybody, like for anybody, if you see like somebody flashing like $200, $300, like you just
like what do you mean like
differently.
like in general or like walking down the street or like for what?
Anywhere, you just think different. Like if just like something that you like had never had, or like that just came like out of nowhere. Like if you have
the lifestyle and stuff.
You'd rather have that lifestyle than your own values.
It depends. I mean, like for a lot of women, like are attracted to like status and like power, prestige kind of thing. Is that what you're referring to?
Well, I mean, like because I mean, yeah, like and money and power do correlate a lot, but like,
women are very attracted to status. I think women are actually more attracted to status than money in a way.
Mm-hmm. But that correlates because
it correlates with money. But I think if a guy has high, I mean, obviously they both are like coincide, but I think status is bigger.
Mm-hmm. Well, like, but for example,
his name's out there, his aura around him.
Oh yeah. Well, but reputation with the status.
Yeah. Like Pete Davidson, for example, he's going to get more attention from women than like say a guy his age who has more money, but no one knows him.
That's true.
That's like what I mean. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, but Pete Davidson's got to be like rich though. I mean, well,
I'm saying like someone his age, like say someone who's like
who would be rich? Who would be like?
How old is he? 30?
Yeah, I was gonna say almost 30. Like
they're
probably a half billionaire. Like
I don't know. I thought he was like a 10 million or maybe more.
No, or I have no idea Pete Davidson.
Either way, for the 30, like some of the Forbes guys who are in their 30s who are like a billionaire, or like a couple hundred millionaire, or whatever the case may be.
Like the guys who start up a big company that like explodes and
yeah, like money is definitely important, but like if no one knows who you are, you're gonna get less attention from women. Like if you're like Cristiano Ronaldo or Brad Pitt, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, we know who you are. But if you're like a guy who lives in Argentina who looks the same as them, yeah, you're gonna get a lot of attention from women, but like you're not famous.
Yeah,
it's like famous is like women love fame. Men don't really give a fuck. There's like if they hot or not.
Yeah, but although like your value or like things that you're looking for probably change. Like Brad Pitt probably isn't like what he once was. Where like in terms of like Brad, like all the women were like Brad Pitt, oh my god, and it's like Brad Pitt's like 50.
He still looks good though.
He's still
no homo. That man is good looking right now. Yeah, but I know it's like the classic example is like this guy's like a Brad Pitt or whatever. It's like the classic.
100%. Yeah, and he's still like to your point, like he's still, he's still got his glow up. He's still like.
But yeah, for his age, but who's like an example nowadays? Like fucking Chris Hemsworth, maybe. There's very attractive guy that women love.
Because acting is kind of died.
There's a lot of them. Michael B. Jordan, Chris Hemsworth, like those kind of guys.
All of them are like 40 now.
I mean, I would say like Tom Holland and Timothée Chalamet. Those are kind of more like I don't want to say they're feminine. But they're more kind of like, they're not like traditionally masculine characters.
They're not a man's man.
I mean, like they're good looking dudes, but they're not like the Sylvester Stallone kind of guys.
Well, actually, what is the difference between somebody like what Brad Pitt has done versus like Tom Holland? I mean, I
think Brad Pitt's kind of like the happy medium where like he's like masculine, but he's like a pretty boy.
Yeah. Well, so because like the roles he played, like.
He played Troy, he played Fight Club.
I was going to say, because he played more manly roles or like roles where he's like the parental figure. Like Moneyball was like a more. Like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, like these more like
laid back,
but also like it's a laid back take charge at the same time.
Like he's like the laid back, confident patriarch kind of the role.
Yeah. Well, I always like with Brad Pitt's character. I don't know how we got onto this, but in Brad Pitt's characters, I always feel like I'm always immersed in that because like the way he plays them, it's very personable.
That's true. Yeah. You feel like you're like in a room with them or something.
You do. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like Moneyball, when you're in that trade room, I'm right next to Jonah Hill, just like watching this dude like pick up the phone.
But here's like another thing is like, when I get like a lot of money, or whenever anybody would get a lot of money, because you want to have like the money mindset, right? You don't want to like lead with money to get women. I think that's kind of a mistake because that's how you get used. You want to be confident and have a good aura about you, but you want to keep your finances private. But you want to provide for the woman if she's the woman you view fit. But I don't think it's a good idea to be like, look at all this money. That's go to my place. Like you can do that for like sex, but like for me personally, that's kind of just like that's not how you attract the right kind of woman.
Well, also because since we're in a time of envy, a lot of people want that. A lot of people want that wealth. So
Yeah, people. I'm not jealous. I'm not really. I'm not the jealous kind of guy, but like people nowadays are super jealous.
mhm.
And I want the money, obviously. Like I mean, but I'm not gonna like look at someone who has money and be like, I wish I was him. That's kind of some pussy shit, bro. So, you know, you're like what? It's a different person. Like I could. That's not taken away from me becoming successful. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like I'm not gonna look at like fucking Drake or who's a good person our age who's like, or like Aiden Ross or whatever, like who's around our age who's like a millionaire. I'm not gonna look at him and be like, oh my gosh, I wish I was like in his shoes, or that guy like has it all. But him do like I just feel like there's nothing about like other people's success that's taken away from my success. Yeah, that's a mindset I feel like you should have.
Like in the sense, like when you mean taking people's success from your success, like you don't let their success bother you in the way of you getting success. Yeah.
If anything, it motivates me. Like I look at people who are like around my age or older, and it's different fields. Like everybody does their own different things, right?
Mhm.
But I'm not gonna look at someone like I'm not gonna view it as like this person is like so rich and there's only so many people that can be rich. Like Drake or like whatever the case may be, or like someone who's like really good at football or basketball. Like I'm not gonna view like that person as like taking away from like what I can do in the world just because like they're my age and they're like millionaire.
Yeah, but well, that's the, and I mean, like,
I don't play that sport. Like that's another thing too.
Well, I mean, and they've earned it. Like if they've earned their money, like what that's their money.
They're good at what they do. It's like how capitalism works.
Exactly. Well, and you work hard. You start, and most of them start out from nothing. You build that dream. You literally have spent so much time trying to build this dream, and then you finally get it, and it's like, yeah, I mean, it's yours. It's yours, and yeah, like trying to. I always interesting though. Like I always like when somebody from like for example, guys, I'm wearing the I don't know if you can see it, the Chicago shirt. Yeah. So like if somebody from like Chicago or something, I'm like yo, or like somebody famous, I'm like yo, like get it out there. Like for example, I go to Elmhurst University, guys, and one of our old alumni, or he didn't graduate, but Brett Eldridge. And like
Brett Eldridge, who's that?
Brett Eldridge, the country singer. You know, like that song. He has like one or two songs.
I'm not really a
like,
country guy. So.
If I played one or two of his songs for you, like it's not. It doesn't sound familiar, but it would rain. Like it was a very.
I probably would recognize the song. I'm not like a huge country fan. A lot of people are really into country nowadays, though. Like Morgan Wallen.
They're getting more into. The country scene's changing too because it's like country.
Zach Bryan, right?
Like
Jelly Roll or whatever.
Zach Bryan, yeah. Jelly who?
Jelly Roll.
Is he a country artist? I thought he was a rapper.
He was on the CMAs, I think.
I know. Well, that's because Jelly Roll. I thought he did. I just remember he also did a lot of collaboration with like YouTube rappers too.
I don't even know. I just heard about him like at the CMA, so I don't really know.
Mm-hmm. I could be thinking of someone else too. Like, but yeah, I don't know. I know what he looks like, but yeah. But I don't know if we could be thinking of somebody else or. But yeah. Do you want to talk about like the football or anything like?
We can talk about stuff a little bit more. Like, we do have like around 30 more minutes, so we don't have to film for 30 more minutes. We could probably have something like 10 minutes or so. But we can talk about a little bit of college basketball. Michigan State did lose to James Madison. They're still ranked 18th. Lost to Duke as well. I don't know who's number one. I know Purdue's really good this year.
Are they still good?
Arizona's very good. Arizona's very good. They beat Duke.
Yes. Well, in football or
in basketball?
Because they're also killing in football too. Arizona.
Arizona's ranked like 20-something, I think.
I'm shocked. They should be ranked higher. They beat
Bro, Iowa should not be ranked 16th. They're just not that good.
How are they ranked 16th? Dude, they got killed by Penn State. They've lost to several other big teams in the Big Ten.
They lost to Minnesota and they barely beat Illinois.
Minnesota. Barely beat it. I remember that game. I saw it. Barely beat Illinois.
And NCAA just like sucks them off. I don't know what's going on here.
Well, because
they suck off Caleb Williams too.
Here's what I wonder though, because it's like, but the UC or USC is not ranked, I believe, right?
No, because they've lost so many games. But I feel like that, and he's a good quarterback. But I feel like the media like very much sensationalizes Caleb Williams.
Yeah, well,
he's in so many commercials too.
Well, but like he's good
though.
He's lost so many games though, like it's kind of changing. Yeah.
In the Heisman standpoint, yeah, but he was definitely like, it was crazy. Like since Johnny Manziel, like besides Johnny Manziel, he was pretty much like the face of college football. You know.
Facts. Well,
he was everywhere, like commercials.
And that's the thing, like, because he was going to be the draft pick of the year possibly, and then, I think it actually.
He's going to go back.
No, but I thought he was a senior, right?
He's a junior. He can go back.
He could go back the next.
And Drake May can go back, and McCarthy can go back because they're still going to make money. That's what.
Are they red shirts too?
I don't think so. I think they're just. I think Drake May is a redshirt, but he's like the same class as them. So I think,
and then
I think he's like a
Drake
redshirt.
May's got probably 2 years if he wants to.
He's like a redshirt sophomore, and then Caleb Williams and McCarthy are both just like juniors without redshirting.
Okay, so they both got another year. Yeah, I mean, but if USC doesn't recruit any defense, it's over for him.
I can kind of see. Besides, I wonder if like Drake May would be the only one going to draft. Who knows?
Who? Well, 'cause I thought Jaden Daniels.
I'm talking about out of those three guys though.
You're saying besides the Heisman candidates,
Because those are like the top.
only Drake May you think is.
Also, Quinn Ewers is from that. That class is just stacked.
Jordan Travis probably would if he didn't get injured.
I could see Bo Nix being like his top pick.
Oh yeah, well, is Bo Nix declaring for this year?
He's been in college for a long time.
Yeah,
He
well,
must
I
be.
didn't actually hear.
He's a redshirt senior.
Because was he? I remember he played at Auburn, but was he part of those Auburn teams that were like rivaling Alabama? Because those were really good Auburn.
Well, he was a freshman in 2019.
He was.
So he's been around a minute.
Yeah, I thought it was even like the start of or like the late 2018, 2019 season. I could be wrong about
I
that.
believe it was because he's a year older than me. So when I was a senior, he was a freshman. The fall of like 2019.
Yeah. Wait, when COVID happened though, I thought that kind of because did they get a red shirt or like did
Well, there's people that are like in their 7th year right now. Like Stetson Bennett was in college for so long.
That's actually probably why he got like.
He went to community college. He had the triple whammy. He like went to community college, redshirted, and COVID. So he was like a 26-year-old playing in college or a 25-year-old playing in college.
Yeah, I think he got declared when he was like 25 or something. So what team is he on now?
I think he's on the Rams.
I haven't even seen him play. He did because he didn't play yesterday, right? Because they won. They went against.
Yeah, well, I think he's backup though.
Yeah, but I don't know if Matt Stafford gets injured sometimes. I
could see him being like I could see him like going in a game and like putting up some numbers.
He could. I mean, who? I'm trying to think of. Max. I forgot his name, but the backup.
Max Crosby.
Max Crosby.
Yeah. Oh no, that's
no,
Duggan. Crosby's a defender.
Yeah.
I don't know if Max Duggan would be good in the NFL. I don't know why. I feel like he would not be that great.
I think he could. Well, I like.
He'd be all right.
I think he could put up some numbers, but not.
Yeah, I think Stetson Bennett would put up better numbers though.
Maybe I think Stetson Bennett could be more consistent for sure.
Yeah, I could see like Duggan like going crazy and then like not going crazy and then.
I could. Yeah, I could see a little bit of inconsistency.
Because he came out of nowhere, like he was the backup. He had like a Heisman caliber year.
So yeah, what happened when he like? Because I honestly
TCU sucks now. Like, they had a Cinderella year.
They beat who did TCU beat? That was actually a really good team.
They beat Michigan.
They beat no. I'm saying this year. This year they beat.
They lost to Colorado. I don't know who the fuck they beat.
Not Texas. They were either.
They're not ranked though. They're not that good.
Yeah, but they were one of those teams I could see that like if they played like South Carolina, like a bunch of other teams in the SEC, like teams that have the capability to get to the playoffs, but they just they didn't do it. They didn't have a good season or like
I don't know.
Work out. I don't know.
But they really have like kind of like a one season wonder though.
Yeah, they kind of did, but. At least you hope that maybe in the future, I don't know, they can get some recruits.
We gotta talk about the Bears Lions game though.
Did you see like most of that game?
I did, and like the Bears, even though the Bears lost at the end, like and they kind of choked, like they made real progress.
I respect Justin Fields for trying to answer when Jared Goff threw that deep ball, but that wasn't the right play on a 3rd and 9.
Yeah. The fact that they were beating the Lions on their home field was kind of crazy, though.
Dude, I wanted the Bears to win.
I'm surprised they lost. They really did turn it. Do you think that's a question? Do you think it's going to be a confidence builder, or it might be? Even though they lost, I think that could be a confidence builder for them because they almost beat a really good team.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're kind of because I think if they won, obviously it would
be more. Yeah, but I still they played fucking great though.
They did a good, and Justin Fields played great. It's just like when you lose and you play super well, like you get terrible treatment. Even like for example, I'm thinking about like the Miami Heat, right? Like everyone was pissed. Yeah, I'm assuming a lot of people were really mad. When Jimmy Butler choked, when Miami was just. I mean, the Nuggets were clearly better, but like Miami is looked at.
Yeah, the Nuggets. They won in 5 games. They're better.
They're not looked at. Yeah, like Miami wouldn't be looked at as good of a team because. They lost in the they got crushed in the finals, but they did. They beat so many other high quality teams.
They're kind of the same thing with 2020 when they lost to the Lakers in the bubble.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone forgets about that too. Like they forget about the losing team.
Bro, LeBron literally said that was the toughest finals to win. I'm like, come on, bro. No way.
So, I don't even know how the bubble.
Maybe it was because I wasn't in the bubble, but it's just like He won like the Mickey Mouse Championship, bro. How's it like the most challenge? I feel like 2016 was probably the hardest game.
How do you feel about that championship to LeBron's legacy?
2020. I mean, I'll count it, but it's like nothing like crazy.
I agree. Yeah, like I mean, it's. I don't think it should go. I don't think it should go either way. Like it shouldn't boost his.
I'm neutral about it.
Yeah, like I wouldn't boost his legacy because of that.
I don't think it was like because they were in the bubble. It was like it meant more. No,
I like that's.
I don't think it meant less either, though. I think it just meant the same.
I'm sure they were trying, but it's just.
It was just different.
Yeah, and they weren't used to it either. Like, because there was nobody at that game.
The 2016 finals really helped his legacy.
Oh yeah, and that happened to be one of the best finals in recent memory. So
I think it's the best finals I've ever seen.
Probably, yeah.
At least like from the 2010 to now.
That's the thing. I have to think about all the finals I've seen.
Like, I think it probably is like from 2010 to
the Raptor series would have been good if they actually.
No.
Yeah.
And then the Heat beat the Spurs. That was kind of decent.
That 2014 finals was really good. I have to say.
No, it wasn't. Then the Spurs won in 5 against the
Heat. Which was the
2013
the Allen shot?
2013.
That was 13. Right. That was
a good finals too. Like that was like. Those two finals were good, like LeBron finals to watch.
Yeah. I mean, he was like, I can't remember when we discussed this, but you were literally saying, like, we were discussing which year, like, LeBron had was the best player, like, in
I think it was that year.
You mentioned that. I think when I thought about it, like, I was like, yeah, because at Cleveland, like, he was like, he didn't have like the strength he did back in Miami where he could just bully people.
Yeah.
And also, like, he did, back in like Cleveland before he left, like,
he was young.
He was young. He was still, he had a terrible team.
His basketball
he did get to the finals, which people forget about.
2007, yeah.
Against the Spurs.
That's crazy. The fact, and he was only, wait, what? I just realized something crazy. He took the Cavaliers to the finals in 2007. At 22, which is how old I am now, and he was like pretty much the whole team, bro. That's kind of weird to think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had.
And you're almost 21, so
yeah, they had like one other guy. I thought that was.
They had Gauskas and like Mo Hughes and something.
Oh, that yes.
Wait,
yeah.
wasn't the Eastern Conference just shitty back then though?
Oh yeah, well but
that's still impressive. He was 22 years old to face the team.
The Celtics were a really good opponent.
And the Magic were probably kind of good.
Because the Magic I know won the next year.
The Pistons were kind of like maybe the Pistons were not as good though.
Yeah,
they might have been falling off a little bit.
No, or I think
2007.
What happened? This was the year before Ben Wallace, or was that the year that Ben Wallace?
The Heat were kind of good, weren't they?
The Heat.
They were just in the final. They were just in the finals. They just won the finals.
I think so. So post finals, Wade got injured that next year.
Oh, okay.
So that's why.
They won the finals the year prior. So that's crazy though. He was 22. They had like some guys around him, but they weren't like a championship team. It was pretty much just LeBron.
Yeah. And when Wade won that finals, he was the best player on that team, even with Shaq, and he was 23, 24.
Yeah, that's actually one of the better performances of all time in the finals of 2006 to Dwayne Wade.
Facts.
He went nuts.
He did get a lot of free throws, though, but that's all.
Regardless, he just went crazy, though.
He did, yeah. Well, like, again, like you were talking about, like, especially at these players' age, like Anthony Edwards, like, single-handedly trying to take on the Nuggets with my age, I'm like...
That's crazy.
I don't even know how they...
Wembanyama's like 19, right?
Is he? He's
20,
like
maybe.
20.
19 or 20.
I mean, he's been doing pretty good.
He's been doing very good. He's like a crazy. And then Connor Bedard's 18. He's been doing really good.
Yeah. Although I saw they lost to the Blackhawks. Lost. I can't remember who. Again, I can't remember.
Well, I was watching one of their games. I forgot who it was.
Yeah. But yeah, Connor Bedard.
Golden Knights.
It was another really good team. But yeah, like somebody like them. But I do respect Connor Bedard, but I don't know. Like, I just don't know if he is going to be the next Wayne Gretzky. I don't know.
It's way too early to tell. He's only 18.
Same with Wembanyama, though. I will say, like, I just don't want to. I don't want to give Wembanyama his flowers until he really starts.
I think they both have a good head on their shoulders for their age. I'll give them that. Both of them.
They got a lot of pressure, so I mean, like.
And I think they're both handling it well, though.
Oh yeah, well that's like. Yeah. I think like the best thing, like, and I feel like they've done mostly is like shut up and grind.
Yeah, because especially with social media, you got to take like a dopamine detox. You can focus on your craft. Like Victor Wembanyama even said himself, they're like, "How do you deal with all this pressure?" He's like, "I just don't look at my phone." It's like simple as that.
Bro, how many people would be like talking about it? Would be like, what we're doing, like predicting his future, doing all this stuff, like.
Yeah, we're not even hating on him. We like him.
I just toss my phone, like,
I mean, shit. If I was in his position, I'd do the same thing.
Facts. I wonder if Wembanyama's got like two phones, like one for the NBA phone and like personal or something. Like
he's got one phone for like his family, one phone for like the baddies.
One phone for the 20,000 future women, just like Chamberlain.
That's crazy. How you'd have to get an STD at some point.
So that's why I'm like, if I slept with even closer to as many women as
even over like 100 women,
even like like the Dennis Rodman, I'd be like, I'm getting tested.
The most amount of, I mean, I don't know, like we're all living. Yeah, I don't want to put a number on how many women I'm going to sleep in my lifetime, but like anything over 100, I think it's just like insane.
I don't think.
And I'm like a horny dude.
I don't know. Yeah,
anything over 50 is like a lot. You know,
I'm like, yeah, because like I think you do need like
10 to 20 is like a good range.
Yeah,
I mean, this
practice, but yeah.
Because like for women, right? Like ideally, I'd want to have like a woman who has like from 0 to 5, and then my limit, I'd say, is 10 for dating.
Why did I can't remember when I thought about
ideally, you want to have a woman that has 0 experience because it's like that's a woman who's like pure. But like realistically, like probably like 5.
Well, that's the thing. I think there is a balance because like if she like you want her to kind of know what she's doing if you're experienced. If it's both of your first times,
I think guys are different. I don't think guys think that way. I think guys are more attracted when the woman doesn't have a man before.
I kind of look at that creep, like, because that's
not creepy. No, I don't think it's creepy.
I think, well, like, because if you have experience,
well, you can have a little experience, maybe like 2 boyfriends. But I think a guy, if they were given the option, would you rather have a girl that had 2 boyfriends or 0 boyfriends before she dated you? I think a lot of guys would be like 0.
Well, yeah, that's fair. Like you know, like because
if you were given a choice,
it is the thing about like you don't want to think about the boyfriend, you don't want to think about who she's been with before, but
and you want to like also kind of like teach the woman too.
Yeah, but I mean,
kind of thing.
Well, okay, like honestly, would I rather have a woman who's had 0 body count versus like 100? Yes.
Oh yeah, obviously that's like a no-brainer. If you know Steiny,
who
from Nelk?
Which one is he?
He's the dumbass one.
Which one?
He was literally saying that he was like he gets turned on like when a woman has like over 50 bodies. He's like, yeah, she knows what she's doing, and I like doing this. And Andrew Tate is like, what are you talking about? It was so crazy, bro.
I'm surprised Andrew Tate was like.
Well, Andrew Tate, like he even says he prefers like the more like the pure women.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a double standard. Like I said, like at the most, I think probably like over 10 bodies for a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because like it depends on what kind of person she is. But if a woman has like 20 bodies, it's like I don't know if I want to get. Like,
oh yeah, well I mean like I think there's a little bit too, but it made me bring up or made me think of before. I can't remember when I thought of this, but like it's kind of an interesting dynamic with like girls typically like you kind of want to hide or like lessen your body count, like the amount you say, like you don't want to talk about how much you've had, but if you're a guy it's the opposite. You're like, I've slept like 100 women, no fucking problem. And that's
like in general, like in both genders. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
depends on the person too, because like a lot of guys like don't really. Some guys like they use it as they like brag about it, like they brag about how many people they sleep with.
Yeah,
and then other guys they don't even give a fuck.
Well, that's it. Well, for me, I'm like I don't want to have a huge body count, and like I know some women would be like, again, I've slept with like 1 million guys.
Bro, even women nowadays are proud of their high body counts because they think it's like a boss babe. And it's like no.
True, but then like you see some women, other women though, or like, and they could be the same women, but just contradictory, being like, you know, I want independence, like I need a good, I'm gonna be on my own or I need to find a real man or I don't know. So
that's a good point you made though, because whenever like guys and girls like insult each other, it's always like the girls are like saying you're a slut, and whenever like a guy insults another guy, he's like, you don't get no bitches. That's kind of how it is.
Facts. Yeah, exactly. Literally, like you were saying, it's so common, especially like I hear, because I mean, like you know, you see that happen, like where a girl calls like a girl a slut, or like you know something like that, like in that type of friend dynamic. But like for guys, it's like
it's more of a joke though. It's not really. It depends on the scenario.
No, yeah. Well, I'm saying all for joke. Yeah. But like for like literally guys, like to your point, I just hear all the time, like you pussy, you get no bitches. You need to get a higher body.
I think it's more about like you have the ability to attract a lot of women, than like you just like fuck anything that moves. Yeah. Like, if you fuck all these women, like it kind of shows that you lack self-control in a way.
Yeah. Well, I will say because like.
So you can have sex with some women, but if you have sex with like 20 women at a bar, it's like there's a self-control component to like where it's like this is too much.
Yeah, and I will say that could also possibly have changed a lot, dude. Because like back in the day, like what's the first thing? Like what was the main thing you did in life, and like what was the ultimate goal? To reproduce, to keep it going.
Yeah.
And then like I mean, obviously as humans have gotten more complex as creatures. Like we've just our values and things we want have changed, but. I forgot where I was going with this, but like just in general, like if you're just really somebody who, you know, like you even though you have like personality, and we try to like, you know, get deep and like have a lot of like different subject matter and all that stuff, like there's always like that one Eminem line that always makes me think about, like sometimes You'll fuck anything that walks.
Is that what he said?
He's like, I'll fuck anything
what
that
song?
walks. I think it's my name. Oh, my name is, yeah. He's like, I'll fuck anything that walks.
Yeah. Well, that goes back to what I was saying earlier, like where I'd rather just like date or like not like when you're playing the field, like you're casually seeing people, like just seeing like what you're into, like 4 women. I'd rather do that than like go to sleep with like 100 women at a bar.
Oh, 100%. Well, that's the thing, because I mean, like, I really don't want to, like, for example, like at a bar, like, I really wouldn't want to hook up with a woman at a bar.
You don't know them.
Unless I've developed a connection.
Unless you know them for like 2 weeks or something, or like you build rapport with them.
Exactly. You have to build the connection, yeah.
Well, one of my friends was talking, I'm not going to say his name on the podcast, but one of my friends was saying that like he like hooked up with some girls at some parties and they both had boyfriends. They didn't tell him. And I'm like, shit, I don't want any of that smoke. I'm not jealous of that at all. I don't want to hook up with a girl who has a boyfriend, bro, and she doesn't tell me.
Well, that's the thing, like, and it's like, he didn't know. Like, I mean,
and like, that's just a low-value woman, bro.
I'm like, well, I'm just immediately leaving. I'm like, I'm out.
And the thing that's funny is, like, the guys will get in a fight. How about the guys team up against the girl for being deceptive?
Fact.
Like, not like physically, but like, not like clocking the girl in the face. That's domestic abuse, but like, just being like, this is your fault. We're just gonna become bros now and you're gonna.
Yeah. Well,
that'd be funny though.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Let's go to the whore. Let's get some drinks. That's like the better way to solve it.
2-on-1, just being like, what happened?
And then you get some drinks, and then like you
do the shots. You're like, let's really get.
And then the girls are like, and then the girls who are like hanging out with her are like, dang, that girl's a whore. Let's hang out with these guys. And then you hang out with all the girls. It's like, yeah.
you take her friends.
Yeah. That'd be like the ultimate power move for that.
Dude, sometimes that'd be happening though. Like we're like a bunch of girls will like be like banded together and stuff, and then like as soon as the men enter their lives, like they either go with the men, like, and they leave one of the friends behind, or like they either all stay together or like try to fight the men, or like different friend groups, like for girls would like probably do different things, like depending on if they're like but
because like we're gonna end it kind of soon because like it's like
oh shit I didn't realize how long we've been filming.
Has it been an hour?
It's not been an hour, but it's almost been an hour.
Okay, we can end in a few minutes. Like that goes back to like because like like women are like pretty competitive, and like that goes back to like 2 things I'm gonna say is
we're all just competitive.
No, men are competitive too. It's like in different ways, but like one of like the U.S. women's soccer players was like saying like. She was like saying like you would not believe like the U.S. women's soccer team, like there's so much drama in the women's locker room, and then some people in the comments were like, oh really, a group of women who are addicted to drama and are gossiping? Who would have thought this was a scenario? It's like, yeah.
Why do I feel like that was Rapino who said that too?
I don't know. It was like in the comment section, and I
don't know, like you said, like there was a lot of drama in the locker room or something like that.
Or Rapino, it was. I don't think it was one of the other people. I don't know who it was. It was like one of the U.S. women's soccer team.
Well, because I see how like somebody like Alex Morgan is like somebody who probably want to get out of that drama, who probably just wouldn't want to be.
I don't know. I don't know who it was. It was one of the members of the team though.
Yeah.
But like, and then another thing is like, women are like competitive like for like your attention. Like I remember I had one day. I was working at like Dunkin' Donuts for the first day, and they like fired most people after the first day because like it's just there was low vibe there because the manager like he was like super rude and everything, and all the girls there were like talking to me and like we were catching a vibe and everything, and like 2 of the girls like wanted to cook for me. Like it's one of those things where like
wait, they wanted to like take you to dinner.
No, like they wanted to like cook me like food at Dunkin' Donuts, like they wanted me to eat, and like the manager was like, no, he's not here for a full shift. He was like I don't think he was just a bitter man or whatever. But anyway, I was vibing with the ladies there, but it's kind of like one of those things where like pre-selection where like. One of the women wanted to cook for me, or like one of the women wanted to make me some food at Dunkin' Donuts because I was there for the first day, and then like later another woman wanted to cook for me. So it's kind of like you pre-selected kind of thing.
Oh, like they came in at different times.
Yeah. And like I was talking to one of them, and then another one comes in, and like it's kind of funny because like women will be like they talk about like the patriarchy or whatever that stuff, but it's like when like a woman shows interest in like a man, like they fight for your attention. Like it's like compounding interest sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Steven's talked about that too.
Well, that's it. When they band together, and then we come in, and it's like, oh no, like I'm gonna go with this guy, or like either way, like for guys and girls, it's very. Once you
men are different though.
Once you are together, you want to like spend you see those guys that like either like the girls in their friend group or the guys in their friend group. We see both of them wanting to just always go do their own thing. They never want to hang out with the friends, and that's where it's like you need to have a happy medium where like You're hanging out with the boys, but you're also...
That's a different scenario. I guess there's a lot of different settings. Maybe it's like either social or work or school or whatever the setting may be. It's kind of like, because men are very different. Like if a guy's like flirting with a girl, another guy's not really going to go up and start flirting with the girl. But if a girl's flirting with a guy, women are kind of be like, oh, what is it about this guy that's interesting? And the woman kind of wants to compete for the guy's attention.
Yeah.
That's what I'm referring to.
Like you're just saying like when they see a random guy at like a public place anywhere or like
if a guy's like catching a vibe with a girl and there's like multiple girls around and it's like a social setting work, like what I was just saying. It's like pre-selection. Like they see that like, this girl finds this guy attractive, or if a guy walks into a bar with 2 women, then like 4 women are gonna come hang out. That kind of thing.
Well, it's weird because like I thought because in one of my classes there's like me and another guy, so I thought I was gonna get fished for or something, but it hasn't happened yet. But yeah, like literally, it's like if there's not as many like prospects, then like your value you like compensate your values like or compromise like where you're like I can
like for like the looks or like what they're like.
Well, just like. Because there's just not a big ratio. Like you're like for yourself, like
in what direction?
Well, like for example, like when you were at the counter, probably like they were like
Like I was like the only. There was a couple other guys, but
exactly yeah.
But I was like I don't want to like be like cocky, but I was like the best looking one or whatever the case may be, or like the most outgoing one.
Yeah.
So like I just had like the most like energetic personality or whatever the case is. But yeah, there was a couple other guys.
Well, also, you were the only one like at the register, like talking to them, right?
No, we were all in the same area, but I was like, it was my first day, and I'm just like, I don't have any social anxiety. I'll talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like I just have like I'm trying to carry myself in a vibe where like I can be presentable to anybody in the world, So and men are attracted, like people in general, like men or women like that.
I think sometimes I go through the same thing where I'm like I want to literally be able to like even if it's like whether it's like. I don't know, like somebody's grandfather, or like to
anybody,
like the
catch a vibe with them.
Exactly. Like any single age, any person, anybody, I want to be able to have a conversation.
Yeah, I don't really treat people. I mean, like personality, I treat people kind of differently because of the personality. But I'm not gonna like treat someone who's rich differently or treat someone who's like poor differently. I'm just gonna talk to them and see if I get like their energy.
Yeah. Or I mean,
that's what Muhammad Ali said.
Yeah, or diversity too. I mean, I'll talk to anybody.
I don't care about the race either. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. If you're a cool person, you're a cool person. Yeah, that's how simple it is.
I wonder, and we don't have to get like really into this, but like I think something I've noticed, like you see like a lot of the like when especially these big companies that are trying to have the image that are trying to be politically correct, like it kind of results in like them like kind of taking like a big step to do that where like they'll only have like a certain type of actor like from a specific
inauthentic, I'd say.
Inauthentic.
People like authenticity.
Like think about like when like Velma turned Indian and like with her own show, like people were like, why is she
Velma?
Like, yeah.
From Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, they made her show about her and
she's Indian?
She was Indian.
What the fuck? I never heard this bullshit.
And there's and like there's like there's other shows where like for example, I don't want to spoil Love and Thunder for anybody that hasn't seen it, but like one of the characters in there, like he was, they didn't even mention like his sexuality because it didn't matter. But then all of a sudden, like he's like, oh, I'm gay, and it's like, but and it's
agenda.
What's the thing? It's fine. Like if they set that basis from the beginning of the show, great, but. You can't just pop it out of nowhere just to...
Well, was there any, like, signals that he was gay, or was it just random?
Just random.
Because it was like, if he's, like, a very flamboyant, like the way he talks, then it's like, maybe it's like a build-up to him coming out of the closet, but that wasn't the case.
And that would be good story writing.
Yeah, that I've seen that in shows, and sometimes they do that well, yeah.
Well, I mean, like, and even like, and like something, for example, like when Ellen came out on her show, like that was more because she built it up, so that was more like powerful. Like when she was really like telling you, like, I'm gay, like I'm gay. So, like, I mean,
I'm gay. That one thing, do you remember that video of like Filthy Frank? I'm gay.
I'm gay. Oh, that you're talking about now?
Yeah.
How's my Filthy Frank?
I don't know, but there's like it's like the end of like this video where they're like it's the Kenyan news, and he's like, so why are you gay? And like the woman or I don't know what this person's like, I'm not gay. It's like you're gay. It's like the African news. You've seen it.
I think I've seen it.
But anyway, we probably should get an ending pretty soon. It's been a great talking to you guys. I don't know if you want to talk to me. We can talk a little more if you want to.
Well, I was just saying, the only thing I just came at the top of my head.
Why are you guys gay? Just kidding.
Oh, you're gay. No, but literally, like it just baffles me that filthy Frank turned to Joji. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, and then he's pink. He's pink something else. I can't remember. Pink. Again, I can't remember. He had like another personality that he did that was on YouTube, I think. Anyway, it's just like Joji's had a million different characters, but it's just nuts. Like you go from like you just totally rebrand your image. Like you're like
So was she Indian, like India or Native American Indian?
like Indian, like red dot on your forehead.
Why? Was she white in the?
Yeah, or like I mean,
For like what reason?
even if
For
like
cultural diversity quota.
well,
Like, what?
I think it could be that's like political, like an image. I don't know.
That's the thing. It's like it's not authentic, and like you don't want to be obviously like you don't want to cast only one race, but there has to be substance there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's like, people don't get that. Some people don't. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's what makes a story like stick with people. That's what relates to people, because nobody's like flip on a light switch, I'm gay, or like flip on a light switch, I'm this or that.
Yeah, you're usually born the way.
Exact. Yeah.
Sometimes you become. I feel like sometimes some people do become gay over time.
Well,
But it's like usually you're born that way.
you just have to figure it out, and like I think
Bisexual.
yeah, and I think it's so
I love
easy.
my bitch is bisexual.
Yeah, it's so easy. Well, literally, just in general, it's so easy to put a label on yourself, or in like in society, like we all like label in general. But
Oh yeah.
the just like trying to really just find yourself, like who am I throughout, like fuck groupthink, like whoever, like whoever I'm with, like I'm trying to be me.
Even based off like physical appearance, like you judge someone in like 1/10 of a second or something.
Oh yeah, it's so easy.
It's kind of fucked. Like we're all guilty of it. Like I don't want to be guilty of it, but it's like human nature.
But I think it's also like brainwashing too, like what you grew up with, like just even like what you've been introduced to, like by your family, or what you've been introduced to by like your friend, your environment, like it. Like
I've
nature,
noticed it, bro.
I think nature matters just as much as nurture.
I noticed it by the way I've been treated, because like I've shown some pictures back in like high school. I had quite the awkward phase. I wasn't always the handsome guy I am right now, but back in the day, like I had a pretty.
Was it a Giga Chad like this?
Yeah, like I wasn't I mean, I'm trying to be humble as I can, but like I wasn't the best looking guy back in like middle school, high school era. And like I don't know, I wouldn't get really any much attention from girls. Sometimes people would like say I look like a school shooter, or like just to kind of roast you or whatever. But like like I mean, like I was kind of awkward looking, glasses, braces. But then, like, I got better looking, got more athletic. I got a lot more attention from women. Guys wanted to, like, talk sports and become friends with me. Like, you just get treated so much different, like, based on how you look. And it's kind of fucked, but it makes, you know what I mean?
Facts. Well, I think, like, because you were saying, like, you had your glow up later, but, like, also, like...
Later high school to, like, right now. Yeah.
And, like, after high school...
It feels so good, though. You appreciate it.
When you're in, I feel like also like when you're in high school, I feel like you feel like it's your world, and then like the friend you think like the friends you're gonna have with like they're gonna be your lifelong friends, and
some of them, but not a lot of them.
Well, but like that's just like your thought, like that's what you think like in high school, like these boys are gonna be with me till I die, like like this. If you're the popular guy, like I'm gonna have this girl forever and all that stuff, and then it just doesn't matter after you get out. It just doesn't matter.
I never really thought it mattered in any way. I don't know if you did, but like I built up confidence over the 4 years, like a lot of people do. Like I was pretty shy freshman year, but then senior year, I got more because you know more people. You get older, you get more accustomed to talking to people. It's like you just kind of build your confidence throughout the 4 years.
Mm-hmm. You just get more familiar with.
Like I didn't walk into freshman year as like I'm super outgoing. I was really shy.
Oh, I was too. Yeah. But like you were saying, like it took me a bit. Like even like right before COVID, like I was talking to people. Like I genuinely like I didn't think I'd say it during COVID because I didn't have a lot of friends at the beginning, but I missed my friends when COVID happened. Like
I hung out a lot with my friends during COVID.
I hung out with one. Well, like I'm talking like at the beginning when everybody was isolated.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, but weirdly, dudes who like would go in the basketball
time though.
Yeah,
it was a good family. I don't know if you spent a lot of time with your family, but
yeah. It was, and that was good. But like eventually, you want after like 4 weeks of just staying inside, you're like, I could go outside, or like I could go do something.
Well, once
like you were saying before,
once May came around, we all kind of went outside. Mm-hmm. Once May came around,
at
least in my area,
like the summer, same. Like, well, because me and my friends were the dudes who'd be at the basketball court, even though you couldn't be with anybody. And then the cops would just kick us out. We're like, don't give a shit. But so like, just in general, like it really, like you were saying before, I love, like, and like, I enjoy hanging out with you, and like, it's been a blast, but I don't want to hang out with you every single second. Like,
I agree.
and I think you'd feel the same way with me. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way about anybody. I like their presence, but it's like every human being needs their alone time. That's just how it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's nothing personal at all. Like it's just like you need to decompress. And I've actually seen every single friend in the friend group besides Steven. Like the last couple of days. Like on Friday I was with Cole and Ben, and then on Sunday I was with Trent and Keith, and then with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd say those are like my 6 like core friend group people.
Yeah. Besides
That's
like
a good size friend group. I don't need really many more. Like at least like main friends. I have other friends, but like that's like the kind of like the main friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like there's like that layer of like core friends versus like acquaintances versus like someone you just say.
A lot of it is how often I see them though, because like there's a couple of friends like 3 or 4 guys. There's like two to 4 guys outside of that group that like I like them. I just don't see them that often. But if I saw them as much as you, it'd be like they're in the core friend group.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, it could be. Well, yeah, like because there'd be friends like from back in the day that like I haven't reached out to in a while that I really should reach out to. But like even and it's I think sometimes like for certain friends I'm like if I see them all the time like 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 some of my boys like at college like I hang out with them all the time like when we see each other, but even like people I see all the time, like I still, like even though I don't see you nearly as much since we don't hang out every day, but like
once a week roughly, probably.
Yeah, but like you'd be more of a core friend than like some of the people I'd see like pretty much almost every day.
Yeah, it's like quality over quantity kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Like that's a good way.
And even though I haven't seen Steven in a fat minute.
I haven't seen this man in a minute either.
Wait, really? He's still one of my best friends, and it's like it doesn't. The fact that I haven't seen him doesn't like diminish the relationship. It's just I just haven't seen him.
So I feel like the longer you haven't seen him like for a decent like if it's like a shorter amount of time, but not like super short, like maybe like a couple weeks, like a month, then you're like, oh man, I can't wait to see this dude.
But then you see him again, you have like a really good conversation.
Well, I think it's what were you saying? Like I can't remember when we were talking about this, but I guess we can wrap it up soon. Yeah, there's the last thing I'd probably say about it, but when you hang out with somebody like every day, like and stuff, there's nothing new to talk about.
It's not as meaningful, yeah.
Well, there's no conversation to really talk about besides like what you've already talked about because there's nothing new happening. You haven't seen somebody in like a couple weeks. Like for example, we haven't seen each other in like maybe like a week or something. Like we both took trips.
You're really out of the freaking state, bro.
We're both out of the state, and you saw Joe Rogan live, which is awesome.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. We saw Joe Rogan live at the Mothership Comedy Club in Austin, Texas. Austin's a great city.
I was like, that sounds like a poppin' place.
We're gonna have to do Austin because San Antonio is like an hour and a half south of there, so we should do like an Austin San Antonio guys trip. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, but we'd have to apologize to all the women in San Antonio, according to Charles Barkley.
Bro, I feel like San Antonio would have like a lot of cute Latinas because it's right by Mexico.
You race the ones with the churros.
Because like Austin, like they're like a big fitness city. Like a lot of the women there are very health conscious. They're into meditation.
I could see.
There are a lot of There's some feminists that are like mansplaining too. So it's like you got to weed out the.
It's like in the opposite direction, like where, like versus like the like, and you got like the two independent, like I can live, like because
as long as they're not like demonizing me for like just being a man, this is stupid.
Yeah. Well, even in general, I feel like with like anybody that's independent, like. Sometimes we like to take the lone wolf approach, like I can be my own person.
It's like Sigma. That's a good correlation. It's like Sigma for girls.
Yeah, exactly. But like I think everybody in the world needs help. Like you to either get to something to do, but like we've been helping each other like with the sports matrix thing. I don't like it's definitely not been like a one person effort. So we're
gonna edit soon.
Yes, we are going to plan that.
We're not gonna put that shit off anymore because it's gonna be like in today's modern age. Everybody has ADHD and everybody's on TikTok, so they're not going to watch like an hour long. They're going to watch like a 1 minute clip of us like just saying some wild shit and some music in the background because they're ADHD.
Well, I was going to say, like we get those. Yeah. We got to find those really good conversations.
Or it's like like a funny moment and it's like some dramatic music or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. That's a classic YouTube short right there. Yeah. So we'll work on that, guys, and like that's especially that like. Thank you guys for sticking. If you are sticking,
for sure.
Far. So
subscribers are going up and. We got to check in to see like who the people because can you like check who they are like where they're from?
I think you can
Yeah.
check like who's subscribed to you,
Okay.
possibly. I might be wrong though, but
Because we gotta build rapport with the fans once we get to like substantial. Like once we get to like 100, then we could like reach out maybe and like do like a live stream and be like, "What's up, guys?" Or some
true,
shit.
yeah. Because also like with the comments and stuff, like if anybody comments, like feel free, like we'll respond, we'll get, we'll
Yeah, and if it's mean, don't worry, we're big boys, we can handle it.
Hey, go at us, I don't care. But yeah, like but yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about or?
No, I think we covered a lot. It was a great conversation. Have a good turkey day. Turkey time.
Turkey week, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. At least, or up until when Thanksgiving happens, whenever we.
And if you're in a different country, happy Thursday, I guess.
Happy Thursday. I know some like Canada, I think, has their own thing. Like they celebrate right before Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Well, but the rest of the world, they don't. They just have a normal day.
Possibly, but like everybody has their own like Thanksgiving. Everybody has their own like day of celebration of being with people that they love and like all this, classic stuff. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna call it, guys. But thank you so much for tuning in, even if you are watching right now. And yeah,
Peace out. Have a good one.
peace out, guys. Have a good night.
Stay sexy, guys.